Hey there. So, are you thinking about making a move here to Salt Lake City, but you're not quite sure yet if this is going to be the right fit for you, for your family? Well, you're in luck because I have had so many people reaching out, asking different questions of, hey, Mariah, I'm wondering about this. My family and I are thinking about moving out there, but we want to know this. Today, I'm going to be covering the top 5 most frequently asked questions that my team and I get literally every single week, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah Curla here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. This channel is literally everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below. Make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to move, who are relocating, who are really just thinking, Mariah, I have no idea, but we're thinking about moving to Utah, and we absolutely love it. We have people here in Utah that are looking at moving out of state. We have people that are here that want to buy or sell a new property or invest. If that is you, my team and I absolutely love helping people like you. So feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our pleasure to connect with you. So my team and I have been getting dozens and dozens of reach outs every single week from people just like you. And I know for me personally, when my family, I've got 4 kids, we had moved, we were thinking about moving from California to Utah, but we really were not sure on some different things. My husband had gone to school out here for his undergrad and for his graduate degrees. And so we had a pretty good pulse on, the layout. We had a pretty good pulse on neighborhoods and all of that kind of stuff. But we ended up, after he finished school, we ended up heading back to Southern California, where we were for 15 years. We absolutely loved it. And we actually had no intention of ever moving back here to Utah. But life takes you in different directions. And for whatever reason, and I seriously hear this when I'm talking with people like you on the phone, when I have people emailing and saying, Mariah, we're not quite sure, but we just keep feeling this pull to Utah. If that is you, I'm telling you, you are not alone. I hear this every single week, and my husband and I felt exactly the same way. All of a sudden, we literally were like, I think we're supposed to move to Utah. And I'm like, nah, we got a good thing going here. Like we got a good thing going. It's like, nah, I think we're supposed to move. And I'm like, gosh, I'm feeling that too. So I'm going to hop right into 5 of the questions that I literally get every single week. And question number 1 is, what is it like to really live in Salt Lake City? What is it like to live in some of the surrounding areas? And I'm wondering if it's going to be a good fit for my family and I. So I know that number 1 is kind of a loaded question, but number 1, what is it like living here in Salt Lake? Well, number 1, first thing that you need to know is there are 4 seasons. I know we have had people that are moving here from California, moving here from Arizona, from Washington, from the East Coast, from Texas, from literally all over the place. And one of their first things is like, I don't know, like, will I be able to handle those 4 seasons? Some people from the East Coast that have moved here that we have helped, they're like, this is a breeze. Like, we're not having to deal with the high humidity and some of these other things. Some people that are moving from California or from Arizona, it takes a minute to get used to winter, and especially depending on what year it is and what winter. I remember when we moved here like permanently a few years ago, and the first winter we were like, is that it? Like, my husband literally bought 2 snow blowers. The first one didn't work, so we bought another one. He was like so pumped, ready to go. He was just like, I cannot wait to start snow blowing our driveway. And I think he used it one time that entire year. And let's just say he was super disappointed. He was like, we moved to Utah for the 4 seasons and I can't even use a snowblower. Next winter, we were like, okay, he used it a handful of times, but I actually was teasing him and I'm like, we're in Utah, Eric. You don't need a snowblower, whatever. Well, this winter has been a totally different story. He has gotten really good use of the snowblower, probably more than he's wanted to. Um, but just kind of know that if you are thinking about moving here, there are all 4 seasons. With those 4 seasons, though, you're going to have, depending on the winter, you're going to have snow. Depending on where you live here in Utah, you're going to either have more snow or less snow. The higher elevation you are, the more snow you're going to have. The lower you are, depending on where you are, the less snow you're going to have. There are certain areas too, just knowing if you are purchasing a home on the south side or the north side of the street, that also makes a difference. Some people that are moving here, they're like, wait, how does that make a difference? Depending on where you are and how the sun hits your home will depend whether you've got a lot more snow in front of your house or more snow behind in the backyard of your home. So that's number one of really kind of getting a feel and a pulse for the 4 seasons. Summers are going to be warm. Spring and, really fall are going to be a little bit crisp, but usually really just very pleasant. I know I was driving my kids to school today. It is, I want to say maybe 39 degrees outside. Kids were like, don't need a jacket today. It's super hot. I'm like, well, it's not super hot. It's still 39 degrees, but it's not snowing right now. So that's a plus. But to keep that in mind, I know people that have, asked, that I've talked to on the phone have said, I'm just not quite sure. This kind of leads me into number 2. So number 1 is really like, is it a good fit for me? Just know that there are the 4 seasons. Number 2 are people have asked me this all the time of, hey, we're thinking about moving there, but we're just not sure on the areas. Here is I know you might not want to hear this, but my recommendation is to come out here to Utah. If you are thinking about making a move, come out here so that you can really get a pulse. My team and I've got a hotspot guide that will literally walk you through different shops, different restaurants, different neighborhoods, different things. And again, if you tell my team and I some different things like, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a neighborhood that I want an HOA. I want a lot of community activities. I want to be close to the airport. Right? Then we can be like, oh, well, you know what? Here's some master plan communities that you might love. If you say, you know what? I just took a job at the University of Utah and I'm looking for a home that is nearby the university. All of a sudden I'm like, okay, great. I could tell you some different streets. I could tell you some different neighborhoods. I can tell you some different places that may pinpoint exactly what you're looking for. If you're saying, you know what, actually, I want to be closer to, I want to be in Utah County and I want to be closer to Provo because my grandkids are going to, one of the universities down there or whatever it is, tell us some different things that you are looking for and we can locate different things. So number 2 is really, you're going to want to come out here. If you tell us, hey, here's some of the different things, this is kind of the different criteria, we'll give you our hotspot guide and you can tour some of these different neighborhoods. And one of those things is when you are touring these neighborhoods, you're going to get a sense of, yep, this is the feel, this is the vibe that I'm looking for. Or you'll get the, you know what, this is nice, but this is just not what I'm looking for. I had that back home, or I had that whatever, and I'm looking for a change. I'm looking for a larger lot. I'm looking for whatever it is that you're looking for. You'll be able to get a good idea. So when people call and are like, Mariah, we like hiking and we like biking and we like fishing. And I'm like, Utah is the land of all of that. So you will be able to get the hiking, the biking, all of that kind of stuff very, very close to, if you're looking in Salt Lake County, if you're looking in Utah County, you're going to be able to get a lot of that, but you just need to really figure out, kind of narrow down those different neighborhoods. And really, one of the best ways that you can do that is simply planning a trip. Come out here for a few days. I'll give you the hotspot guide. You can tour around. And then number 3 is really, and this kind of goes along with getting pre-approved, taking a look at your finances, because a lot of people ask me too about the cost of living. And they're like, hey, you know what? we're taking a leap of faith. We can work from home, but then my husband has this job that he just took, wherever it is, somewhere in Salt Lake. Great. Well, the next thing that you need to do if you're looking to purchase a home here, that cost of living and the finance piece is really to meet with your lender. If you don't have one, feel free to reach out. I work with some fantastic lenders that I can give you the names of, and you guys can work out and kind of hash through those financing details. Once we have an idea of where you're able to purchase a home, that finance piece, then we can start plugging you into different neighborhoods, different things that would fit what you're looking for, to at least give you an idea of, okay, in that price range, and if you are looking to be close to this, this, and this, then this might be a neighborhood you want to check out. This might be one you want to check out. This might, right? So just by having an idea with that, if you are thinking about renting before, like if you're thinking, you know what, we're going to just rent a place to get started, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to want to come on out here. I've got some websites that I always refer my clients to if they are thinking about renting before they come. Hey, take a look at these couple websites. If you want to know, feel free to drop me a message, shoot me a text, give me a call, and I can give you those different websites. Then you can take a look at where your finances are, kind of figure out, what you can afford, and then really reverse engineer it. And that will help you locate kind of, different neighborhoods that you're looking for. Just know, going along with that, especially like with the affordability, some people are like, hey, Mariah, what's the affordability like in Salt Lake City? The affordability is 6% lower than the national average. So 6% when you're talking about utilities, when you're talking about housing costs, when you're talking about food, when you're talking about those different things. And, even property taxes, when I've got clients that are moving here from California, they're like, oh my gosh, we're saving so much money. When I have clients moving from the East Coast, from different places there, they're like, wait, what a minute, wait, hold up. So if it's your primary residence, your property taxes are, normally it's going to be 1%, but if it's your primary residence, you get 50% off that. So 0.5% for your property taxes. For a lot of people, that is a big game changer. So affordability, those different things people, ask about quite a bit. So that's important to know as well. The fourth question I get asked very frequently is, hey, Mariah, we are moving here from out of state. I've got 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, 7 kids, right? I'm moving here. I want to be able to put my kids in the best school, best school district, best schools possible. What neighborhoods, what areas can I look in? Well, here's the good thing. There are a lot of good options. If you are looking at higher education, collegiate level, you've got University of Utah, you've got Weber State, you've got Westminster, that are literally right in Salt Lake City. If you go a little bit south, about 20 minutes south, 25 minutes south of Salt Lake, you're going to hit up Provo and Orem. In Provo, you've got Brigham Young University. In Orem, you've got Utah Valley University. If you go up north of Salt Lake, you've got about 2 hours away, you've got Utah State, which is in Logan. So I can keep going and going, but what I'm saying is collegiate, there are a lot of higher, education opportunities here in Utah. So I know people that have said, hey, you know what? I've got kids that are graduating from high school that are looking at going the college route. Well, if you're in state, you're going to have in-state tuition. So that in-state tuition is a lot more affordable than some other states. I know. Yeah. So just know that. Number 2, if you're looking, at the different education systems within the Salt Lake City area, there are several different school districts. Yes, there are a lot of different school districts. You've got the, Granite School District. You've got the Canyon School District. You've got the South Jordan School District. So you've got a lot of different ones right within Salt Lake. If you're going down into Utah County has the Alpine School District, which is one of the largest school districts, around. But so just know there are a lot of different school districts within, but a lot of good options. I know my kids have been at a charter school for, a lot, like the entire time that we've been here in Utah. For my family, for my kids, it's been an excellent choice. It's a preschool through ninth grade school. My kids have thrived and have really liked it. It's a public school. So yes, they wear uniforms, but no, we are not having to pay out of pocket in addition to, what you're already paying for your property taxes and living here. Like I said, there's a lot of great public, the public school is very strong. There's a lot of incredible charter schools. There's a lot of dual immersion programs where you can be, your kids in elementary school can be learning not only English, but also a second language as well, Mandarin and Spanish. And there are just a lot of different options with that. But if you decide you want to go that, the private school route as well, there's American Heritage here, there's Challenger, there's Waterford, there are a lot of incredible options. So something for everyone really when it comes to schools. And then number 5, one of the most frequently asked questions I get is, Mariah, I am our family, we are super outdoorsy. We, our kids are into sports and activities and music and all these different things. What area can I be in that will really foster the best soccer teams and the best, just all these different things. Good. I wanted to know this too before I moved here. And actually it was funny. My next door neighbor, his daughter was really, really into soccer and played at the collegiate level and all that. And he was actually her soccer coach, has another job, but, did this on the side, helping his daughter and their kids as they went throughout. And so I remember when we moved here, I went next door, my kids are playing around in the backyard one day, kicking the soccer ball. We had just moved here. And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? Looks like you guys are into soccer. I'm like, we love soccer. And he's like, okay, I'm not sure if you're thinking about going the recreational route, the club route, kind of what you guys are thinking with that. And he goes, but here's some recommendations. And he literally just kind of started rattling off, if you're thinking about going the club route, well, guess what? There's La Roca, there's SC, there's Celtics, there's Avalanche there. And he just went down. I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I even know how to break this down? And so it was awesome just because really there are clubs for everyone. If you're really serious, you might want to go this way. If you're kind of serious, maybe this, right? So just kind of knowing those different avenues, if you're thinking about doing that, if you're thinking about going the volleyball route, the basketball route, because there's a lot of kids and a lot of families here in Utah, there are a lot of clubs and there are a lot of options. And I know for me personally, when we moved from California here to Utah, and I remember figuring out okay, sign the kids up for club soccer and wrote out the first check. And I'm like, wait, that's for 2 of my kids being in club. That probably would have been 1 plus some for where we were in San Diego. So it just, that affordability, the activities, there are a lot of things to do. If, like I said before too, if you are into hiking, biking, backpacking, fishing, you name it, you really can't go wrong living in Salt Lake or living in Utah County or living anywhere around here, because there are so many different options. There's, Big and Little Cottonwood Canyon, there's Provo Canyon, there's American Fork Canyon. There's so many canyons where literally you can hop in your car and you can drive and you can be there. And depending on where you're living, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to different hikes, different waterfalls, different parks, different camping spots. So I know when some people are saying I just want to be close to all that, you really are close to it being here in Utah. And then icing on the cake is if you want to go to the national parks, guess what? Those are, the Mighty Five are down in southern Utah. And in southern Utah, they're, Arches, Bryce, you've got Canyonlands. Literally you have all of those at your fingertips. It's a car ride away. Most of them are about 3.5 hours away from Salt Lake. So literally at your fingertips. So hopefully this answered some of your questions of, I'm thinking about moving to Utah. And like I said, we have people that are reaching out every week. Mariah, we're thinking about moving. Tell us about, where should we be living? Well, tell us some things that, that are of interest to you. Number two, the affordability. It depends on what you're looking for. So kind of reverse engineer that. Get pre-approved first. Let's figure out, then once you're pre-approved, tell us what you're looking for. We can help you pinpoint some different areas. Number three was really just the schools, the education, the job opportunity, those different things you've got. And then really just the activities and, if this is going to be a right fit for you. And like I said in the beginning of this video, come out here and check it out for yourself, because there are some areas that people love. They're like, oh my goodness, I love Cottonwood Heights. I only want to be in Cottonwood Heights. It's right on the East Bench. It's nestled up. Other people are like, you know what? Cottonwood Heights is nice, but I actually like Draper because Draper has, closer shop, and so they start talking about different things. Or some people are like, actually, you know what? Those are awesome, but I love being in South Jordan or, in the Daybreak area because I love that master plan community. So really just figuring out what you're looking for, we can reverse engineer it. And if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, in a year, in 3 years, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and my team and I are here. We, are boots on the ground. We would love to help you make that move as easy, as seamless as possible. And we help people all the time. So again, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it'll be our pleasure to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.